Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to the Frugal Father. I hope everyone is doing well. I hope that you all have made money, saved money, invested money, or gotten lower or completely out of debt. Again, I'm coming to you today just as your typical, husband, dad. I've been through the struggles of, having debt, getting out of debt, managing a family budget, sharing the responsibility of financial planning. I'm kind of in the middle of my, I guess, life, as they say. So I've definitely learned a lot of lessons along the way, and I'm here to share those lessons with you on the channel. So if you haven't, please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe button, and comment for sure. I love to hear your comments. I love to hear different tips and tricks that work for you. Because if we don't share, we don't learn, we don't grow. Um, and financial knowledge is powerful, right? I mean, it helps us think when we need to make decisions. And again, the more information that we know, the better we can be prepared at making a decision. So I wanted to share this book. It's still out. It's called Dunnan's Guide to Your Investments. Okay. This book was great. So between reading a lot in college, taking personal finance classes, sort of outside of my degree, just because I had to take a few and I really enjoyed it, but I knew that this was going to be beneficial throughout my whole life. So I definitely encourage someone to, you want to pick up books, look at different things online, listen to a lot of different perspectives. Again, what may work for one, we've all heard of a lot of well-known financial gurus that are out there, as they're called. And they all have different methods and strategies, and some you can relate to and can incorporate into your life, and some you can, and some you may take bits and pieces and make your own. And that's the beauty about personal finance, right? Again, it's your journey. Okay, so in this video, I want to talk about in one of the in the first chapter here, it talks about building your personal investment pyramid. And I think that's a great way to start because it really gets into the nuts and bolts. It starts with your foundation. If you don't have a solid foundation, right, like if you own a house or if you're in an apartment complex or whatever, you have to have a foundation for your building to be built on, right? Or it's going to fall down, right? So the first thing is understanding your financial situation, understanding where you're at. Where's all your money going? You get a paycheck, right? Or you're earning income somehow. Where are all those dollars going? Have you created a budget? Have you looked at how much debt you actually have? What interest you're paying on that debt? What is good debt versus bad debt? What is your net worth? Do you have a positive net worth or a negative net worth? And once you figure all that out, then you can move on to the next step, okay? But the first step is really critical. It's understanding where you are in your journey, okay? And then figuring out a plan to improve that, right? Whether it's getting out of debt, whether it's building a bigger savings account, whether it's you're finally ready to purchase a home, whatever that may be. Just knowing where you're at is really step one, okay? Step two is going to be, of course, your budget. Making a budget, tweaking a budget. A budget is not a one and done thing. Now, should it change every month? Probably not, right? We all kind of have standard bills. We know, how much our cell phone is going to be, or our car payment, or student loan payment, or etc., right? But really creating that budget. And then once you pay off one debt, let's say, rolling that monthly amount that you're paying towards debt number one to debt number two to get it eliminated. Or if you need to increase your savings, maybe if in your budget you have gone 6 months and you want to put more towards savings after that 6 month point, that's where you can adjust your budget. So again, just make sure that it's not a one and done. Oh, I did it in January and I don't need to look at it for the rest of the year. No, it's definitely one of those, depending on who you are, could be weekly, it could be bi-weekly, could be monthly. But again, just making sure that you're looking at it so you understand, like, oh, I went out an extra time to eat and I didn't record it. I need to make sure I record it. So just making sure that you're recording all of the information that you need to in that budget. Next is, what are your goals and priorities, right? Where do you want to go? Do you want to have a healthy retirement? Do you want a house paid off, perhaps? Do you want to buy land? Do you want to buy precious metals? Do you just want to get out of debt? Do you want to just increase your 401k? By year 5, from years 1 to 5, I want to increase my percentage to my 401k, 1% every year. So understand what really your goals are, and your priorities are really going to help you chip away at whatever it is you need to chip away at in your finances. So then it really kind of gets into different stages of your life, right? So if you're single and just starting out, right, you want to make sure that you're starting out investing in your 401k, if your company has one. If they don't, then get a Roth IRA, okay? Start paying off your bills. Definitely go on vacation. Everybody needs a break. It does not have to be an elaborate trip overseas. It could just be maybe a long weekend out to the mountains. So, but remember to take a vacation for sure. Longer term goals, when you're single, you may be trying to save up to buy that new car. Maybe you've been driving an older car since high school through college, but you're like, this thing may be on its last leg. I really need to start saving up to buy another car. So that could be a long-term goal, saving up to buy your first house, whatever your goals are, right? Those are just some examples. If you're married or newly married, right, we want to save to buy a house potentially. We may want to travel together. We may want to start a side hustle together. And you want to start investing, okay? Investing when you're single, married, whatever. Start the practice. And then it'll just be easier as time moves on in your life. Then if you're heading towards retirement, right? We all want to get to retirement at some point. But we have to have a plan, right? So start kind of thinking about, what are you going to do in retirement? How much do you want to spend in retirement? Shifting your portfolio, right, is a big thing. Maybe if you've been, 90% invested in stocks, maybe you need to start dialing that down. And then just understanding, making sure that all your debts are paid off, your mortgage is paid off. Lots of other things. Totally could do a whole new video about retirement for sure. So those are just some helpful tips and tricks throughout the different phases of your journey throughout your life. So an investment pyramid. So let's go through this. So level one is your security. That's that safety that you feel. Grandparents kind of felt that a lot. Still a lot of people to this day feel this, but it's your cash, it's your CDs, it's your money markets, it's your life insurance or annuities or savings bonds, things like that. They have 401k listed there. I'm not really sure that I would put it in level one. I think I would put it kind of higher up in the riskier-ish category, because you are investing in the markets. Next is level 2, they call it, which is safety of principal and income. That's your treasury securities, your T-bills, your treasury notes, things like that you can all get on treasury.gov. It's the same place that you would buy your savings bonds. So they have zero coupon bonds, is in that category. Government and municipal bonds. Definitely check the ratings of those bonds to make sure that at least it's rated a quality bond. Utilities, investing in utility companies. Most people need electric. water, things like that. So they're kind of safe havens, if you want to call it that. And real estate, it could be your primary residence. You could buy land, you could buy a farm. So different things like that would be considered kind of a level 2 is what the book is suggesting. Level 3 is growth. We do need our money to grow. We are in a heavy inflationary period right now. And, inflation's always been there, right? But it's more prevalent now in our faces when we pay electric bills, water bills, taxes, food. I can go on, right? We've all seen those huge increases, I will say. It's definitely not minimal. But in this category, it would be things like your blue chip growth stocks, mutual funds, rental property, convertible bonds, buying gold, and a real estate investment trust REITs would be in that category. And then the very top of the pyramid is what they call speculation. That's probably what, if you would see another pyramid, would be your riskiest category, which would be like options that you buy, I believe, in the stock market. I've never tried that yet. I don't know if I will, but it's there. Cryptocurrency, futures, precious metals, because their value can go up and down a little bit more frequently. Junk bonds, limited partnerships. So if you're going to go into business with somebody else, depending on what that business is, you could have, it could be a risky business. Or even if you think it's going to be a solid business, you have to really look at, all the factors of that partnership. Is it, like you're buying vacation rentals, but a lot of people are getting laid off. A lot of people are maybe not spending money if they don't have to on what's considered a want, not a need, right? So, you just have to really think about all those things. Should you have something in everything? It's your call, really. You can listen to a lot of people and tell you, yes, absolutely put your money into this, absolutely put your money into that. But really at the end of the day, it's what you want to do, how you feel, and where you want to go. If you want to put your toe in and buy, a silver dollar or a little piece of gold or whatever, it may be a pawn shop, that's okay. So you sort of dipped your toe into that level 4, that highest level in the pyramid. But you're not like going all in, right? You're like, oh, let me just buy this and see how it goes. Or just buy it and hold it, and you can pass it down to future generations. Making sure that your cash, your emergency fund, putting stuff in CDs, so you at least are earning some interest. That may be all you're comfortable with doing. And, people are saying, well, inflation's going to eat you alive, and it may. But if that is your comfort level, at least you're doing something, right? I always say, do something is better than nothing. So that's really it for that chapter. I'm going to go through the book and kind of talk about each chapter, my perspective of it, and how you can implement different strategies, whether all the strategies, one of the strategies, or some of the strategies into your finance journey. So I hope this video finds you well. I hope that you all are doing smart things with your money. I hope that you're also stocking your pantry, making sure that you are stocking up on any items that you may need. If you have a little bit of extra money, trying to stock up on cold supplies. We have cold and flu season coming up. Extra furnace filters, whatever the case may be. It's better to have it because, again, we never know what life can throw at us, and we want to be prepared. So with that, I will talk to you guys in the next video.